Final race on the card, race 10, class 3, and 1400 metres is the distance, the Woodpecker Handicap. It's a strong race on paper. Assimilate hasn't won here in Hong Kong yet, but he ran a very good second behind Winning Delight, beaten a neck 2 back at the end of last season. Cott Campbell is the runner in the race to drop in grade, and Tony Millard's put the blinkers on him for his 4th race start. Happy Fun looks the leader from gate 1 with Zach Purton aboard. Tasha Delic, he might find it a fraction too short. It's his 3rd run for John Moore, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. He's got an awkward gate. Flying Quest, a last start winner. We go down to Looking Good, who was consistent at the end of last season. Mighty Maverick ran okay first up behind Multi-Million over 1,000. Circuit Hassler, Joe Moreira barrier 8. Unicorn Baby, Amazing Luck, and Ho Ho Feel 1 point away from that drop back into his favourite class 4. Now, Circuit Hassler and Amazing Luck are the 2 of this field of 14 that have been at Chun Fa in preparation. Now, pace of the race, Tom, doesn't look a great deal of it.
No, I think, though, Happy Fun will be able to get to the front with Zach Purton, gate number 1. He's got enough speed to suggest he's more than capable of that. Circuit Hassler for Joe Moreira, so we could see Zach and Joe right up the front here. Looking Good normally sits handy, and from gate number 4 he should get a nice drag into the race. Unicorn Baby is a horse that normally does settle about midfield. He is predicted to be just behind the speed, but you can see, again, another log jam, so once they spread out, some of those wider horses should be able to get in.
Here is Happy Fun. Great advice out, Happy Fun. He's the one in front there in the red saddlecloth with Gorgeous again, who was in the first, actually.
Is there such a thing as bad fun?
No, I was trying to work it out before. I don't think there is. Well, there probably is, actually.
If you go right into it, you can probably find something.
Mongolian Legend goes nicely. He went out favourite on his seasonal debut. It didn't go badly either. He hit the line very strongly. And he's come on with natural improvement as Mongolian Legend. And speaking of Happy Fun, here's Amazing Luck. He goes nicely as well. An 800-metre gallop from him. He looked good at some of his runs at the back end of last season. A 7-star maiden still here in Hong Kong, but goes well, Brett.
Yeah, luck's always good, particularly if it's amazing. That's for sure. Right, let's start off with a man who's had his fair share of luck in the first couple of meetings. That's Chad Schofield. He's chatting with Ed Sadler.
Chad, Assimilate, we haven't seen him at the trials this season. He runs for the first time on Sunday, so you're the best guide for us. How's he come back from the break?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, he raced deep into last season, so a lot of residual fitness there. Jimmy didn't feel the need to trial him, and his work has been really good. He's definitely fit enough to go and run a good race.
He'd been knocking on the door on a few occasions last season. Can you see Sunday being the day for him?
Hopefully. His last 3 runs have all been really good. He's got a good finish on him, and last start he hit the line really strongly off of a very slow speed, so if he happens to get a bit of pace up front, he'll produce a big finish.
Is that the way to ride him, get back and run on?
It is. He can miss the start, which doesn't help, but hopefully we can utilise the good gate tomorrow, have him a bit closer and give him less to do.
Lotus Breeze, Prawn Yeah, a couple of wins for you in the last week. You'd be happy with the way things are ticking over for you?
Yeah, I've had a couple of winners. It's only been 3 meetings, but I've had 2, so yeah, hopefully we can just pick up and keep rolling.
Former Australian horse who did a lot of his racing in Sydney, actually won at Canberra as well, Assimilate, before coming to Hong Kong. Let's have a look at him in action on the track at the end of last season. Circuit Hassler, who we had right up the front in that speed map, also featured.
He needs a bit of pace. That's the key for Assimilate. He does come well off a strong pace. And when he did win that race in Canberra, I actually went back and watched it. He did come off the pace and hit the line really, really nicely. So it's just a matter of how much pressure's on front with Happy Fun, I thought, for him. But he can hit the line strongly off a slow tempo as well, but ideally he needs it fast.
And it was first up that win in Australia as well. He just kept coming, not beaten far by Winning Delight on that occasion. I think he'll be hard to beat in this race.
Yeah, he's the one that's going to be closing late, no doubt. Happy Fun might get that sort of cheap sectional or 2 through the first half. I think stepping back to 1400 certainly better for him than the 1200 on debut. He got a lot of pressure early, and then he was a sitting duck for 1 or 2 to run over in the end, which of course was what happened. But I think 1400 he's more a chance of dictating. And he's probably, for me, the one that maybe Assimilate and co have to run down.
Yeah, especially from gate number 1, Zach on board. There's been a lot of money about him in the last couple of runs. You can just see there he's a little bit one-paced over the concluding stages, but he's won first up, or he's won second up here, and he's also won second up in New Zealand, so that does bode well for him.
Yeah, it does, definitely does. And I think he can get a soft lead, so if he does, he's going to be hard to run down.
All right, let's go on to Mongolian legend and one of the old-timers of racing here in Hong Kong, Ultimate Glory. Still racing with great enthusiasm, drawn well, Ultimate Glory. And Mongolian legend, his overall form does suggest he'd like it a fraction further, but he ran OK first up.
I thought it was a good run. He got on the rail there. He had a little bit of limited room, but once he got through, I thought he hit the line nicely for a nice fifth. Now, Ultimate Glory's been around a long, long time, hasn't he? He's a 9-year-old now.
Still moving well.
Yeah.
And he's won second up before, but that was way back in 2014.
All right, we go on to Looking Good, who has had patchy form from time to time, but at the end of last season, he was quite consistent. Bear, again, hasn't done a great deal so far from 7 starts.
Yeah, Looking Good. Sorry, Paul. He's got gate number 4. He's had a recent trial. He ran 8th in that trial. Tashadelic was also in that. You can see him there just floating around a wee bit. He wasn't too far from them on this occasion. This was the race that was won by My Ally, and he just missed the bob on this occasion. He's going to be handy, I think.
Yeah, look, he was quite consistent, wasn't he, Looking Good last season, and we did see that piece of track work. He did go all right.
All right. Finally, Amazing Luck. Now, he just sat in behind the speed here as they cornered for home. Ran a nice enough 4th. Prior to that, he'd had a couple of thirds behind Superwise and Perfect Match. He is a horse that's got some talent, unbeaten in New Zealand before heading to Hong Kong. Yeah,
and look, he just took a while to come up, and once he did, he hit the line. He's been hitting the line really nicely with a couple of thirds and a 4th at his last 3 starts. He's similar to me in a way with Cool Team. He sort of took a season to get here, and he came out and won nicely. So I found a spot for Amazing Luck.
Wasn't too much wrong with his recent trial as well. He's only had one up there at Chung Fo, ran 6th in that trial, and with the lightweight, wouldn't put it past him to run a decent race.
All right, Happy Fun is the leader in the betting stakes at this moment. Paul, is he the on top for you?
He is. I think he can get a nice, cosy run in front and be tough to run down. He came out a really strong form race, that Golden 60 race. Assimilate, he's as we mentioned, he does need a bit of a faster pace. If he gets it, that'll aid his chances. But he did hit the line strongly enough off a slow pace last time as well. Amazing Luck is the improver, and Mongolian Legend will give him another chance to go out favourite on seasonal debut. 3-1, 13-7.
On top for me is horse number 1, Assimilate for Chad Schofield, and Jimmy Ting. Looking Good goes in. Happy Fun, one of the tougher ones to beat in this race. And Amazing Luck with the weight of 118 pounds for Karis Teaton and Paul O'Sullivan, who've teamed up twice this season for a win. So 1, 8, 3 and 13.
All right, 1, 8, 3, 13 from Tom. I will go with Happy Fun. I think he'll get to the front and be well rated by Zach Burton and hard to get past in the end. All right, best bets and stats coming up. Let's have a look at Tony Cruz. There he is, the legend of Hong Kong racing. Fabulous jockey, fabulous trainer, and he leads the way at the moment.
Gee, he's flying at the moment, isn't he? 21 runners with the 5 wins, a second and a third, so 33.333% success rate there. Let's have a look at his 4 runners he's got in. California Gung Ho, last star winner. Big chance. Happy Sea brings a good chance. California Whips come up early favourite, and Circuit Hassler from the front. So all good chances.
It's actually only a small team, really, for Tony. First 3 meetings, he's had pretty much a runner almost in every race, so just the 4 there.
Weren't you tipping him to win the premiership on trackside last Sunday?
I said right? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But he started off really well, hasn't he? And he's, he's got some really nice unraced horses there.
All right. Well, if he continues in the fashion that he was at the end of last season, and he is every season, he'll be certainly in the mix, no doubt about that. Let's get the best bets, Paul.
Yep, definitely. We'll start with me with Victory Power. Chad Schofield's in great form himself at the moment. Douglas White with the blinkers back on. And the reason I do this, I think it'd be a good price and he should map really well. Prance Dragon, I think he'll get the race run to suit as well. Another one that maps nicely with a lightweight barrier of 5. He's on a rating of 81, but look, I still think with that lightweight, he's going to be hard to beat. And Raging Storm, a racing fighter, and Prance Dragon as your QQP. So Prance Dragon at 30-1 with a couple of favs.
For me, I'm with Raging Storm. Race 9, number 3 is my best. Hopefully he can run a race fresh for John Size and Joe Moreira. Value bet on the program. He's going to go around under 10s probably, but he's a value chance. Race 10, number 1, Assimilate.
$1.30 a flash.
Thank you. And the play, race 6. We'll go with Monkey Julie around Bright Kid, the newcomer Majestic Conqueror and Glittering Armour. So 6, 2, 4 and 12 in race 6.
He might be a nice long shot Majestic Conqueror, perhaps.
Could well be.
You can always change. Happy Fun Race 10, number 3 for me, Zach Burton. And then Telecom Rocket, I think they'll ride him quiet. It's an open race the 7th. If they do, there'll be some pace to run at. And I think he's actually better ridden with a touch of patience. Victory Power now in the Douglas White Yard. Hurricane Hunter and Telecom Rocket in that QQP for me in race number 10. So that takes care of business for Racing to Win this edition. It's our 4th meeting coming up at Sha Tin and should be a good day. Weather should be good.
Should be some nice racing. A couple of good races on the program. Happy Valley coming up Wednesday as well. Really nice horse going around. Beauty Rush, watch his trials.
Yes.
Yeah, he's trialled really well,
Quick back up next week too with a Saturday card. So we'll say good night. Look forward to your company at Sha Tin Sunday afternoon trackside. Good night.
Good night.